we'll see how that plays out. And you mentioned about the weather. Wonderful night for football, 21 degrees Celsius, hardly any wind, and we're really looking forward to a game where, like you said, there's one team coming off the back of 2 wins on the trot, playing a certain way, and that is Wellington Phoenix. And the other team, Western Sydney Wanderers, who had a vital win last week against West United after having 2 straight losses.
That was Mitchell Duke leaping to play in Bernie and Beanie, just cue a little. Again, he goes up. Again, Beanie's looking to get on the end of it, but Tim Payne's across to help out. Slotted in really well to a centre-back position, because we know him in the A-League, Robbie, he's a right-back.
Yeah, exactly, but he shouldn't have any problem in that position. But you just saw that option that the Wanderers have. If they want to go a bit longer, they've got real aerial threats up front with Duke and Abini, particularly when Duke comes up. He does win a lot of his duels. It's getting around him. There's another 1-1. He sees pointing towards Abini. I don't think he would have got that one.
It's 3 longish diagonals into the head of Mitchell Duke inside the first 4 minutes for Wanderers. Jordan Much on occasion. Ollie Sale to start things for Wellington. He's been in great form since he's got the call-up. He came in after the Mariners' loss. Wollongong for the Knicks. As Carl Robertson has Wellington to play out. A miscontrol from Alex Rufer, who said before the game when he was told of the late switch, it's been about 4 years since he's played right back, so different look for him tonight. Gordon. Again, diagonal for Duke. Didn't even get that far this time, and Wellington can break, but McGowan steps in front of Ben Waine. Backus, Natter. He's okay after his corked quad against Western United, and he had to be an early withdrawal. Much. McGowan, Natter again. This is the way with the Wanderers. They're happy to be nice and patient through their back 3 and one of the defensive midfielders before they see an opening to go forward. Russell did well to get it back to Gordon, who did very well to get it back on the deck.
And Wellington quite happy to let those 3 have the ball. Another diagonal, this time one to Abini.
And James Troisi looking to line it up on his left. And McGee got in the way.
So that's obviously something they've worked on, and having those 2 up front gives them that option of that long diagonal, and they've certainly used it here in this opening period. Wellington quite happy to let them have the ball in their own half.
Duke dropping short on that occasion, but ignored by Natter. They looked to come out the other side. Yeah, last week it was a case of Wellington happy to absorb. Mainly it was happening on the edge of their 18-yard box. This is a little further up the pitch. Happy to sit in a block. It's Piscopo. Didn't get the nod on to Wayne. And Gary, who's always happy to go forward. As he fouled, Sean Evans just lets it go anyway. And Piscopo gets it out to the advancing Alex Rufer. Davila. He's got his Mexican fan club in again tonight here at Bankwest. And Devlin is barreled. Davila takes it quickly. Runs forward with not anyone tracking that run. Back to Piscopo, who can hit him. Plays in Davila and chips the keeper. Wellington 1-0. Just like that, their little Mexican marvel scores another for the Knicks.
Well, you see that combination, Piscopo and Davila. What a first touch from Davila. He sets it up and lifts it over the keeper. No chance for Margouche. Quite brilliant finish, but the way he ghosted into space, they took the free kick quickly. Davila just moves it. They drag out 2 defenders, leave Davila all on his own, and Piscopo good enough to pop it back in. Here, little inside, gets up, return ball's perfect, from Piscopo, and what about that for a finish? Great little combination there between Piscopo and in particular this player, and a quite brilliant finish. You see the return pass from Piscopo. His first touch was fantastic, just put it out in front of him and he had the finish. So on their very first attack in this opening period, they score.
There's the fan club. We first saw them the night that Wellington played at Cogra against Sydney FC, and we've been to a fair few games since. It's great to have them here at Bankwest tonight, providing a fair bit of atmosphere at one end of the ground. We've got the RBB at the other, and again, it's a rather direct option up to Mitchell Duke, but Robbie, they seemed maybe go down to Bozza with this one as well. They never seemed to recover from that initial forward run from Devlin off the back of a quickly taken free kick, and Wanderers seemed to get pulled apart so easily.
Well, they did, and you know, they just took that free kick very quickly, and Devlin giving to Rufer, and he just mowed it into space, and by the time he received the ball, he was good enough to get it out of his feet, drew the two defenders out, and Piscopo was good enough from his part to find him. From then, it was pure class from Devlin.
Duke flips it out to Abini. This left wing, one-on-one with Rufer, looking to run at him, goes one way and then the other, gets in an inviting cross, which is just a little too hot for the three Wanderers waiting in the middle. Piscopo bumps off Tate Russell, and eventually the foul is given. Bozza, your take on the goal?
Superb quick thinking from Wellington. And when we talk about finished products, you know, we were talking about yesterday with Andy Harper before the game, and one of the ways when you're talking about finished product to break down any type of defence is the most simple thing that is probably in football is the 1-2, and that's a magnificent finish, just like Robbie said as well. From a defending perspective, if you get drawn in by the player coming to receive the 1-2, you've got to go then with the run in behind you. You can't just let him go and hope for the best. From a Western Sydney Wanderers point of view, you mentioned them going direct. The other thing I wanted to mention as well, with Alex Rufer coming in at right back, it's not his normal position. They should be trying their best, in my opinion, to try to attack down that side as much as they possibly can early on, and just to test him out to see if he's ready for this in terms from a defensive perspective.
It's the seventh time that Wanderers have conceded first, and from those games so far, they've only garnered 3 points. At the back there for Wellington. They can break again here. Wayne, one in front. Can't get past that first one. Villa didn't make the forward run, looking for the square ball. He's got it now, though, the goal scorer. After his fourth goal of the campaign for the Knicks, here's Lewis. Stipo was hit after it by much. Sean Evans.
So what, they're looking sharp. Their ball speed's very good. Possession, Wellington.
Look at the space that David Ball's drifted into. Rufer. Devlin. Ball again. Took his touch back into where the trouble was there. David Ball. Troisi trying to look for the quick break for Abini.
We're getting a lot of numbers when they get the ball, Wellington, in that midfield area, because the three at the back, Benjamin, Wayne, and also Ball, are dropping in between the lines, and they're holding their line, so therefore they're finding midfielders in space.
Tim Payne to Devlin. McGee. Liam McGee. There's Gary. Brings in Russell, which frees up Piscopo. That's a beautiful little dink into McGarry as well. Devlin can look at two here, and Margush is called into action yet again. So a busy first 12 minutes at one end in terms of chances created. It could end up another one right here.
You can't be giving Devlin that kind of space on the edge of the penalty box. He got it just in front of him there and had to dig it out. Good save from Margush.
Lewis.
Look at that outnumber in the midfield.
Villa and Wayne not quite on the same page there. The Villa just giving it to his young striker about the run he made, the choice that he made. Wanderers look to settle again. They're very patient, Wanderers, when they get possession of the ball. Wellington are just clogging this area. They try to play forward so well at the moment. And again, a switch to the middle portion of the pitch works because Lewis can get it out to Rufo. There's plenty of space on this right ball. Well blocked by Bacchus. Payne, a little tester for Ollie Sale. McGarry. Escobar, you see the options that Wellington have got once they get through one line. Devlin was hit pretty hard. He's still down. No, he's getting up now because he's searching for something from Sean Evans that wasn't forthcoming.
Well, I think he might have given it, but he's just quite simply played advantage.
Devlin tried the trick and tripped over the ball or tripped over himself. No foul given there, much. Turns around instead of going forward quickly. And this, Robbie, is this an area where Wanderers, it seems like sometimes they get a bit clogged in terms of creating a clear chance?
It's slow their build-up. I thought when they won the ball they had a chance to go quickly there. Benny had peeled out to the left-hand side.
Yeah, they'll try to get Troisi on the ball here, but...
Yeah, but Wellington come back and they're compact. So Troisi finds it hard. You see there in that shot, there's no space between the lines.
So it's Abini and Duke on that last line, and then Troisi in the centre, but it's only 3 steps to one side to Lewis and another 3 the other way to Devlin. So it's going to have to be a very, very well-crafted pass to try and find the playmaker for Wanderers. They have liked to use their width, though, this season with Wilmering and Russell. Now it's going to drop for Wellington. Won't, because that ball's a little rough, and James McGarry just decides to boot it anywhere. Luckily, it fell to Tim Payne. Talley, he's got the tracksuit on again tonight. The suit's done with because they're on this winning run now, Wellington. It's the lucky charm. All 3 wins so far this season for Wellington have come when he's got the more comfortable attire on. As comfortable as a good suit can be. Bacchus is across to stop that to Devilla. Keanu Bacchus dropped for the first time last week, with Carl Robinson preferring Graham Dorrans and Jordan Much. But Graham Dorrans, if you're just joining us, is playing no part tonight. Slight groin injury. We're told that he's going to be okay for the match here on Friday night against Perth. Is Daniel Wilmering. Rangy presence in the middle of the park. Jordan Much, former Premier League player. 80 appearances in the top league in England. Again, another direct ball up to Abini this time. Duke looking to muscle in and get a shot off. Can't, but they'll win a corner, Wanderers. There's Graham Dorrans. Buying off that beer. Too professional for that.
They've got so many threats here. Duke, Abini.
He's dribbling along the ground, and Match was trying to line up maybe the bicycle kick. Davila. Nice little pass out to Devlin, who was fouled about 3 times, it felt like, and it's James Troisi with the yellow card. Was it more Gordon than Troisi?
Davila trying to release, and Cameron Devlin knows now it's definitely Troisi.
No, it's all Troisi. He was the first contact. Maybe Ziggy. Just to make sure over the top. So not a happy first 20 minutes for Wanderers. Their main man in an attacking sense or creative sense, James Troisi's finding it hard to get on the ball, but he's in the book. Wellington with this 1-0 lead. Beanie well positioned to cut out that pass. Bozzy, do you feel it down there with Wanderers and their ball speed? What do you make of it?
We're absolutely spot on about the ball speed. There's no doubt about that. And look, listen, when you're building up, and let's chop the pitch into thirds as we're looking at it here on the TV. There's obviously the defensive third for the Wanderers is the middle third. When you come into that last third, you've got to go up in gears. Just let this go.
Here's a chance. Wrestling with Natter's ball. McGowan over to help out. Wasn't his cleanest clearance. Ball again cleared unconventionally by McGowan, but still not away. Wellington heaping on the pressure on the home side right now. Rufer. Devlin creating this channel on the right. Isco comes over from the left to help out as well.
Their movement rotation is very sharp, Wellington. I tell you, Nutter did well, very well there, not to commit a foul on ball.
Troisi, but it's over Duke's head. And Bacchus is the one to just calm things for the home side. Go on, boss.
Yeah, so when you come now into this last third, it needs to go up to top gear. It can't be at the same pace at all.
Troisi blocked by Devlin. And that was a lot quicker. To your point, Bozza, right there about getting the ball.
Yep, it was. And the other thing as well, you know, sometimes when those three centre-backs have got the ball around the halfway line, they're just passing it around and passing it around. And you can't dislodge, very rarely, a very well-organised defence as was happening. One of them three have got to drive with it and commit a player from the other team.
Here's Troisi's corner. This one is a better one. They get away with it at the back there, Wellington. Russell, his cross, McGowan, his header just loops.
Well, the one thing we can say, those balls into the box, they do look dangerous, Wanderers. They're winning a lot of those duels. That was a much better delivery. The outswinger from Troisi.
Gary always willing to take a player on, even when coming out of his final third, but that ball can't find Clayton Lewis, who's driven on from midfield. Defensively, been very good, Wellington. Their last goal conceded was against Melbourne Victory, Rudy Gested, and that was now 241 minutes ago. And haven't things switched around for both Wellington and Melbourne Victory since that moment?
Seeing this situation now, I'd like to see Mark Nato, even Dylan McGowan or Ziki, they won't expect it, Wellington, to start driving with the ball in towards those spaces and committing one of the opposition players. Wellington are happy for them to be doing this all the time.
Yeah, it's all in front of them. So when you have the three at the back like that, and one drops in there, you basically got 4 players, so you got 10 against 6.
Gordon,
the defensive third, sorry, Adam, for Wellington, and they're recovering quite comfortably.
It's Gordon, the one that was trying to zip in the pass. That one's a little under hit the paint. He had a charging Mitch Duke at him. Up to Wayne, that's a nice little flick to Davila, and McGarry can go forward. He's got the ball right on the other side. If he can find him, it's a good idea, but Margush, that's good keeping. Daniel Margush is certainly, you'd imagine, in Olyrood contention. He went to the qualifiers as probably a third choice. Jordan Holmes was in that squad, and Thomas Glover played from Melbourne City, played all those matches, but Margush has certainly got off to an impressive start this season at his new club, Wanderers. Russell. Beanie in a bit of space all of a sudden. So 3-on-2, he's got Duke for company, Bernie Beanie. He goes 1-on-1 with McGing into the box. He's got 2 Knicks players. He does really well with the cross. Over to Wilmering! Daniel Wilmering, the former ball boy for the Western Sydney Wanderers, has got his first ever A-League goal, and it's a big one for the home side.
And what a finish at the back post. He just ghosted in from the left-hand side, completely unmarked. Great first touch and a thumping volley. And Bernie Abini does so well to get a ball across here. And really, they double up on him. They shouldn't have allowed Abini to get this cross in. Somehow he manages, goes over everyone. Wilmering, very good first touch, and even better second one. So McGing's got Abini going where he wants, and now you've got to cut off that cross, but they can't. What a strike from Wilmering. 2 super goals in this opening 25 minutes. And that was one of the first times that Wellington actually pressed high. And when the first press didn't work, the Wanderers were able to get space, and Bernie Abini facing his defender, they were able to make that chance, and didn't he take it well?
And they played the ball forward quick on that occasion. Abini was in space. What a moment for Daniel Wilmering. What moments for former ball boys of A-League clubs that we've had in the last couple of weeks, with young Hatch up at the Central Coast Mariners coming on with his first ever touch 15 seconds into his A-League career. And Daniel Wilmering, who's been through a bit. 10 years ago, he was the ball boy in Wonderland, or maybe a little less than that. Wanderers weren't a club 10 years ago, but just after that they were, and Daniel Wilmering was the ball boy. But in late 2019, he did his ACL. He's come back. He's got going again this season. He has his first ever A-League goal for the club he loves. Wellington, how do they respond now? Patience with the ball at the back. Villa and ball, but Wayne didn't read everything that was going on that side right there, and he's apologising to everyone concerned. That's a big reliever for Wanderers, the crowd here, and the man sitting in the dugout with the main job at Western Sydney Wanderers in an A-League sense, Carl Robinson. Thought about a big diagonal to Abini. There's another diagonal looking for Duke, was Gordon. Away Wellington can come through David Ball. Villa, as he always does, always gets into a nice pocket of space, but a characteristic sloppy first touch. Stop Wellington in their tracks after spitting out that stat. 240 minutes since a goal. Sorry about that, Nix. Russell, blocked by Lewis. Wayne back to Piscopo. It's the regretful one. He's now got the hand up saying sorry to everyone much. Out to Natter. Duke. Backus and Gordon. Now Russell, so a little deeper this time, Wellington defensively. And here, Vitale screaming at his back four to get up in one line. Villa was a little late on McGowan. His touch brought the Mexican into the equation. Abini can play forward, but Devlin's there to clean up. Did well. Payne and Rufer. Playing at the back tonight for Wellington alongside Tim Payne. They'll get reinforcements shortly. Stephen Taylor, imagine how he's feeling. He's got a couple more days of quarantine, itching to get out and be part of normal life again, I dare say. Stephen, enthusiastic character at the best of times. He'll be available for the match against probably Melbourne Victory next week for Wellington Phoenix. Brisbane and Newcastle on Sunday. come too soon for him. Here's Tate Russell.
Wellington deep again. You see those three centre halves now 10 metres inside the Wellington half.
Wilmering's cross can only find McGarry. Escopo loves that outside of the boot pass, and Wayne will get on the end of it in front of McGowan. Cutting inside, playing it to Davila, who almost got it onto that trusty left foot. Natta was there paying attention, and Margush came out and cleaned up. That's fancy from Much. A little back heel to Troisi.
I'm about to say, it's a terrific game of football, end to end. Wanderers have definitely improved.
Duke's just taken off into the centre, but Russell finds Abini, whose shot is blocked by McGing, but out for a corner.
Yeah, got himself a great body position there, McGing. Didn't get front on. This is the attack, the counter from Wellington. Devia nearly collected. See, he's trying to flick that ball the outside of the left foot. Margush and Wanderers were on their way. Nabini with the shot blocked. And McGing got himself side on, so the ball wouldn't go through his legs.
Corner finds Duke, then Lewis. Back to Duke, flips it on. Still up in the air. Ziggy Gordon will need no second invitation to go and crunch a header in the right way. That challenge there from Davila was good enough.
Well, it's 100 miles an hour.
And look at all these yellow shirts bombing forward, but it's blocked.
It should have gone right. They had three players to the right.
Troisi now. Quick thought out to Duke over Payne's head. Duke brings it down onto his right. Getting back there is Rufer. Stretching and over the top from Duke, but you're right, Robbie. It's end to end to end. Brilliant action.
And you could see Duke he had one thing on his mind there, as that long ball finds him, allows the ball to bounce, and then it's still bouncing a bit, and that was a little bit heavy. He's trying to get that onto his right foot, and he's looking for the top corner. Gets a second bite at it, but he has to turn around, and it's just too much for that to control. A brilliant play from both sides.
The cooler months coming, you'd only imagine that the speed of play is going to increase further. It's been a real feature of the A-League so far this season. The ball movement, the intent. Wayne. Doesn't matter, it'll go back for the foul on Davila. Interesting to see if they take another little quick one here, or they'll just centre it. No, they want to play in order to set up an opportunity instead of just looking for the big launch into the box. Skippo to Rufer. Looks to go all the way back to Payne. He's got Duke for company pretty quickly. Sale just waits for everything to get in order in front of him, and Payne launches it forward to Ball, who wins a really good header, and actually he'll get a second bite at it here. He's got Natta for attention. Back to Davila and Lewis, who can find McGarry out on the left. Quick ball in. Piscopo looking for the little nutmeg on Bacchus. McGarry, Davila, Piscopo blocked by Gordon. Out to Devlin. Will he have a go from out there? He will! Oh, what a goal! What a hit from Cameron Devlin! The Knicks back in front with one of the goals of the season.
And what a game. Incredible. Terrific play. And it all starts from the free kick over on the right-hand side, and they worked it to the left. McGarry was involved. Piscopo got two bites. And they were looking for an angle inside the box to shoot. Cameron Lewis comes back. That's blocked from Piscopo. What about this? Sets it up. He's got the time to just settle, and you won't see a more pure strike than that. He just gives it violence on the half volley from way outside the box. Margush at full stretch. It's nearly past him before he dives. An absolutely humdinger from Cameron Devlin,
who at about 6:45 tonight, match kicked off Sydney time 7:05, wasn't playing. He was on the bench. Louis Fenton his hip flexor. He fell. So Vitale went straight out there and goes, how am I going to reorganise this? Alex Rufer, who hasn't played right back in 4 years, goes out there. Cam Devlin off the bench into the starting lineup and onto the highlight reel for the rest of the season and beyond with that strike. He in himself is a good story too. He was at Wanderers as a youth player. Didn't see many opportunities opening up there. Went across to Sydney FC. Got his A-League start there before gets his A-League career going over in Wellington under Vitale, who knew of his quality from the NPL and youth teams at Sydney FC.
Well, sometimes you know you can criticise the defence and a mistake here, mistake there. There was no mistake there from the Wanderers. They actually defended inside their box quite well.
Russell's ball can find Wilmering again, looking for a double.
And again, he goes in unmarked on that left-hand side, but you know, as that ball came to Devlin, you can't defend that. That's just a sensational strike.
It was one of those that was dropping. There's Louis Fenton. He'd be happy for the man who took his place. He was...
Well, the thing is, when it came to him, he did have the time. He chested it forward and he had time to just to settle. And it bounced a couple of times, and then the connection was absolutely pure.
He was bouncing along. You think, he's not, is he? He's not, is he? He will. He did. And how? And they can sprint to action again. We'll get Boz's take on it in a moment. Here's McGarry. A lot of space in front. Backus comes out to stop him in his tracks. Escopo. Devlin. Villa. Ball. The channel. Head to head with Ziggy Gordon. Back to McGarry. Devlin. Inside. To Villa. Much has to be careful. He's still going, Ulysses. Wilmering to clear. Devlin, he'd love another go. And he maybe outthought himself right there before he could bring it under control properly and either play someone in or have a shot. Had a loose touch. The moment was gone.
Nice, good play. Devilla, quick feet inside the penalty box. Looked like a foul. Clayton Lewis.
Down to Bozza. Your take on the goal from Cameron Devlin. How good a strike was it at ground level?
Well, every now and then in football, goals occur, like Robbie said. Generally we say, oh, because of this or because of that, or maybe the defending team should have done this or should have done that. But like I said, every now and then a goal happens that you just got to really hold your hands up and say that was an absolutely phenomenal strike, unstoppable. But again, and right before that, you saw the play that Wellington and Western Sydney Wanderers, I thought they had a really good spell, especially after the goals. The rewards you get from basically attempting finished products, whether it be a cross, a 1-2, a strike on goal. And if you're good enough, you'll get rewards. But what it does do, and you've seen that effect with Wellington having to push deeper, you're moving people around continually. It's not just all in front of the defence and they can just basically stand there. You're moving the centre-backs one way, you're moving the other way, there's a cross in behind them. You'd be amazed. Defence start to drop back because they start to get a little bit tired. And it makes as well for superbly entertaining football, which this game is at the moment.
It's what we've got yet again in this A-League season that keeps on giving, live on Fox Sports. Brilliant action, end-to-end tonight on a Monday night at Bankwest. Sales come for this. Beanie got in the way. Much is going to try and catch Sale off his line, but he got too much on it.
He made the decision, Sale, there to come. Didn't get a great punch on it, and they sort of got in each other's way there. And I think initially Much would have gone for trying to loft the ball over. You see he just had to hesitate a little bit longer than he would have wanted, and hit it on the up on the half volley. Sails over the bar.
Best bit about this is we're only 36 minutes in. There's still so much to come here at Bankwest.
It's flown by.
Russell has space, so takes it. That shot is a little scuffed off the boot in the first place. Might have got a touch on the way through to Sale. Ben Wayne over there challenging for that one. Wilmering, quick ball. On the deck is Liam McGing. Abini has given away the foul.
I think it was offside.
No,
It might have been both.
Everything, maybe. This is the start of 4 games in 13 days.
Here we see it again. And you see, chest this one down, and he's just got time to settle himself. Wow. Look at that. A missile.
Duke wins the ball legally. Avila. Devlin, another chest down to Abini. Basically tries what he was brought up to do, and that's tackle rugby league style there, Cameron.
Well, the rugby league season has kicked off.
Former junior rugby league player. It was a move to Canada that saw him change sports. It was either football or ice hockey. I think give ice hockey a go. He'd like the physicality of that, but I think he's chosen well, given his goal. Cameron. Troisi tried the trick. Piscopo tries to win the throw-in and fails. So Troisi ends up nearly on the byline. A tricky little one for Sale to handle, with Bernie Beanie charging at him, but he does well. Kiwi shot stopper. Gary does well to chest that down and quickly play forward to Piscopo. And away they go again, Wellington. It's a good tackle from Much. One all ball, but it goes to David Ball. Lewis quickly out to Rufa, who was quickly advancing down that right-hand side. Davila, one-on-one with Natta. 18-year-old forces Wellington playmaker back. Looks like they're going to force Wellington all the way back until Bacchus gives away the foul.
Well, this is where both their goals have come from. Free kicks in this area. I know it's a long way from the second one, but they did start from here and worked it all the way to the left before Cameron Devlin's thunderous strike.
It's good defending from Bacchus to stop that forward pass from Rufus, so Wellington have to go all the way back. Devlin will slaughter in on this right-hand side. Bodies over there, Wellington. They like to go long to ball. He'd have to be good to get this one to drag it back. He has, and McGowan was alert, but only just. Piscopo was making an inviting run in.
Yeah, just didn't get enough pace on the cutback because he was stretching for a ball. He did well to get there.
McGowan quickly out to Russell. His tempo is unrelenting. Much. We have a loose one. Gary Piscopo, what skill, what brilliant skill to Wayne, and he gets it back now. Pink boots flying down this left. Reno Piscopo sends Gordon to the deck. All between his legs, and Margush saw it coming.
He went by himself. What about the flick? And he was off and running up against Ziggy Gordon, one of the hardest defenders to beat in the league. And he's, maybe as he came back and put Ziggy Gordon on his backside, he probably had better options than what he took.
Duke quickly from one side to the other to Russell. Troisi, Lewis for company. Fends him off once. Can't quite get it onto the left for the cross he wanted there, Troisi, so he has to go back to Gordon. Wilmering. His cross to McGarry. Much. Troisi with his right. Abini looking to step in front of McGing. Villa. The ball was off on a run. He loses it. Abini! Just wide.
Davila getting caught in possession from Abini. Takes the shot on. And he just screws it wide. Villa just hesitating on the ball. Picks his pocket. And flashes across the face of the goal.
Davila was trying to wind up for a long ball to Ball, who made a really... was lightning move forward. He was about on halfway by the time he turned around and saw that his team had actually lost possession. It was Bernie Abini, shot the other way. Much powers a header to Duke. McGarry missed everything on Troisi. Duke stayed down after that challenge. He gets it back up now, goes charging in, misses everything. Limping away, hits the ref, play on though. If the team in possession stays in possession, the referee can always just play advantage there. If it stopped, Wellington would have got the ball back from a drop ball.
Mitchell Duke still hobbling around there. Close to half-time.
He got back up pretty quick. He realised that he could help out. Yeah, he's continued his pain. He's around his ankles.
Great play from Wayne there, holding the ball up.
Absolutely. So another opportunity for Wellington here. Rufa, first-time cross, straight to Margush. When they hit rhythm, Wellington, gee, they're good to watch when they play through the lines the way they do. They've got so many options. And that's not a comfortable gait from Mitchell Duke. Looks like a foot problem. Simon Cox, his housemate, through his warm-ups. Ziggy Gordon. It's his turn to cross. Floats one up to Abini. Attacking it was Payne as well. Ball can't get it clear. It's back to Wilmering. Doesn't quite fall for Duke. Devlin thinks about the quick transition. Instead, smartly wins a foul. They could just slow it up, Wellington. Dying stages of this incredibly enjoyable first 45 minutes. Sales free kick almost falls for Devlin off the first contest. Wilmering's ball is a loose one to Rufa.
Well, Abini checked, and I think Wilmering was thinking he was going to come towards the ball. Tale's just telling them to keep possession.
Get to half-time.
Yep.
Scapo, his forward pass is blocked. Ball was perhaps in an offside position, but it falls to Wayne. Inside to Scapo, who we know from last week can hit them as well with that opening goal against Perth. Davila out to Rufa. To Villa. Scapo rolls it. Devlin, intricate passing here. McGarry can hit it. Gordon just threw everything at it. What a block from the Scotsman.
A great play again from Wellington. In tight spaces, Piscopo and Davila so gifted. And a great block from Ziggy Gordon. And Wanderers have a chance.
Here's Abini driving to the top of the box. Stopping, propping, and out for a corner.
They'll get a last chance. Defended it well. Ziggy Gordon with the block, and they were off. And Abini driving at the defence. You're thinking, might just shift this to the right and take a shot, and he goes back onto his left, and the space really squeezed. They do have this corner, and they have been a threat. The ball into the air. Beanie, Mitchell Duke, McGowan's up. Ziggy Gordon is very handy at set pieces.
Here comes the nothing, that corner for Wanderers, which just about do us perhaps for this first half with so many highlights. We've got all the highlights coming up in our halftime show. And we're hopefully going to grab Cameron Devlin on his way off. Always likes to chat Cameron, so I'm sure he's not going to turn down this opportunity to talk about potentially his greatest ever goal that he's scored in football, either here in front of family and friends at Bankwest Stadium in an A-League game, or the under-6s wherever he was playing, or under-12s. Incredible strike.
Well, the thing, it's been his all-round performance as well. And it shows great discipline from him, because sometimes when you're on the bench you don't prepare as well, but he certainly, well, obviously has. Terrific game of football.
What a first 45 minutes again from the A-League on a Monday night here at Bankwest Stadium at half-time. It's Wellington Phoenix have meant that Daniel Wilmering's goal still has Wanderers with plenty to sort out at half-time. It's Cameron Devlin with his goal. This is Davila as well. It's a brilliant game of football at Bankwest at half-time. It's Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Wellington Phoenix 2. And let's get down to Bozza to talk about that goal.
Thank you very much, Adam. Well, Cameron Devlin, once every while, we actually saw it, funny enough. Remember in Wollongong against yourself with Callum Neuenhoff and Luke Bratton, you get a wonder strike, which even the likes of me will say is absolutely unstoppable. Talk us through it, because you did have that little mini pause just the way it's difficult when it's bouncing like that.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, got a block shot and it came out to me, and I copped a bit of slack at training about my shooting, so I just thought, stuff this, I'll have a crack. And obviously, yeah, the pause was, I just wanted to sit up for me, and obviously just had that little bit extra time, so waited for it to be right. And yeah, I'm not going to call it a fluke, but we'll just say, yeah, I'm happy with it.
No, it wasn't a fluke, it was a tremendous strike. And listen, coming to the game today, you're going to actually start on the bench, so all of a sudden you're in the game and you hit one of the goals of the season.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I guess you could say that's how it works sometimes. Obviously, I was on the bench tonight, and unfortunately Louis went down, so you're always ready, you prepare like you're starting every time. And yeah, it's just good to get the goal, and just going in half-time leading is always a positive thing.
And off you go. Go and listen to your manager's instructions. Congratulations. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.